Right, I think we are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to the October Wisconsin Farm Bureau Lunch and Learn. I am Wendy Cannell, the Senior Director of Member Relations here at Wisconsin Farm Bureau, and I'm excited to share with you the preview for this year's 100th Wisconsin Farm Bureau Annual Meeting and the Young Farmer and Agriculturist Conference. If you're not aware, the conference, the Young Farmer and Agriculturist Conference is taking place December 6th through the 8th. And the annual meeting taking place December 7th through the 9th. And we are back at the Kalahari in Wisconsin Dells. One of the exciting things about the Kalahari this year is that we're actually moving into a new event space. So if you haven't been to the Kalahari within the last year, you probably haven't noticed that they have added convention space. And so we will be moving our entire meeting into that new convention space. I think that all of you are really going to find it to be much more spacious than the space we were using. And I think you'll really enjoy seeing that. So not only are we celebrating the centennial, but we're moving into a new space as well. Like I said, we are moving into that, or celebrating the centennial. Here we go. Oh boy, let's go back. As we celebrate the centennial, we have a lot of things happening. Right now, you can probably think back to when you started as a Farm Bureau member and maybe the stories that you have about joining or some of the activities you have been a part of. And as we celebrate the centennial, we are excited for our members, for each of you, to continue to share those stories about how Farm Bureau has impacted you or how Farm Bureau has changed over the years. So I'm sure that many of you have seen our centennial logo over the past year as we kicked off the centennial celebration at last year's annual meeting, and we'll celebrate the big 100 in just a few months. I'm just going to take a few minutes to highlight some of our speakers and things that we have going on, and maybe some of the new things that you'll see. And if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask those questions, or you can also ask them in the chat box. If you are joining us from a recording or watching this as a recording, feel free to write your questions in the comment section on Facebook, and we will be sure to answer those questions for you. So the Young Farmer and Agriculturist Conference will kick off on Friday night, and we are excited to welcome two keynote speakers to this year's conference. Saturday morning will feature Paul Long. Paul is going to talk about fundimism. So what do you do for fun in your everyday life? If you took 2 seconds to think about what you did for fun, what would you say? And for me, it was kind of hard to come up with something so quickly, but what would you say if you had to talk about what you did for fun? We're also really excited to welcome American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duvall, who will be our keynote speaker on Sunday morning. President Duvall will be joining us that day and talking a little bit about his role in American Farm Bureau, and it's pretty exciting to have him join us for our centennial celebration. Friday night for the Young Farmer Conference. For those of you who don't know, the Young Farmer Conference is actually planned and organized by our state Young Farmer and Agriculturist Committee. So that committee is made up of a representative from each of our 9 districts. And so they have been working since January to plan this fun and exciting event for everyone. We'll continue with our regular schedule of our welcome dinner on Friday evening, where we will hear from many of our gracious sponsors, including Rural Mutual Insurance Company and Growmark. And we'll also hear the retiring address of our Young Farm and Agriculturist Committee Chair, Julie Wadzinski. And one lucky person will be going home with $1,000 if you were a member who nominated someone to be sponsored by Rural to attend this year's Young Farmer Conference. We'll be doing that drawing on Friday evening during the welcome dinner as well. And so it's going to be an exciting night. The dinner will also feature a birthday party in honor of 100 years of Farm Bureau. So you'll see a few new fun and exciting things happening during that dinner. We'll then enter into our district meetings, which gives you an opportunity to meet with members from your area so you can network with them. We'll have a few activities that you can participate in. And then we'll be heading down to Tomfoolery's, the adventure park at the Kalahari. If you've never been there, the adventure park will include things like go-karts, mini golf, the ropes course, the Ferris wheel, all of the rides there. We have also rented half of the bowling alley, so you'll be able to go bowling, gather up some of your friends and go bowling. This will give you an opportunity to not only network and socialize with your young farmer friends, but reconnect with those members who maybe you haven't seen since last year's YFA conference. And so we're really excited about this new entertainment that we're bringing on Friday night, and we hope that everyone will find it to be equally as fun. Saturday will feature our discussion meet. So we have 25 young farmer members competing in our state discussion meet this year. Those will start on Saturday morning with the first 2 rounds of the discussion meet. And then the semifinals will be on Saturday afternoon. And those will start around 1:30. We'll also have our Excellence in Ag presentations on Saturday afternoon, and then we'll have brunch where our keynote speaker is Paul Long. We're happy to have our friends at Insight FS sponsoring the Saturday morning brunch. So we say thank you to them for their help in making that happen and bringing Paul to the conference. Saturday afternoon will feature a variety of workshops, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then also something different this year, we're going to have a dinner reception. So usually we have a little reception, but this year it is going to feature the Taste of Farm Bureau. So we're going to have several food stations with some of our Farm Bureau favorites. So maybe something you serve at your county fair food stand, or maybe programs that Farm Bureau has participated in the past. And we'll also celebrate 100 years of Farm Bureau on Saturday night. The YFA conference workshops, here are just a few that are listed, but we think that we have something for everyone. So if you want to learn about what's hot in agriculture, some of the hot topics, and maybe some of the things Wisconsin Farm Bureau is working on, that will feature those. We're also going to look at consumer trends. We're going to have an agricultural lending panel, learn a little bit about advocacy and how you can be a better advocate for your farm or business. And then we're going to have, yes, unicorns are real, and how to hire rock stars. So if you are looking to hire employees, or if you are looking for a job, that workshop will definitely be for you. The workshops this year, because of the schedule, will be a little bit different. They're going to be our traditional 45-minute workshops. And so in the past, we've had those shorter ones, but we're going back to the longer ones because of the schedule this year. And so we know that you will be able to find something that fits your needs and what you do in the workshops that we are presenting this year. Back to the Centennial celebration. That is going to happen on Saturday night. So we're going to start with the reception that's in the trade show area, the Taste of Farm Bureau. So you're going to be able to enjoy some of those Farm Bureau favorites. That's also an excellent opportunity to see some of your Farm Bureau friends that maybe you haven't seen in quite some time. Then we're going to move over to dinner. And during that, we are going to see a few things related to the Centennial. First, Betty Engel, who has painted many things for Farm Bureau, we will be auctioning off the 3 paintings that she has graciously made for Farm Bureau. So those will be auctioned off on Saturday evening. We'll also have dinner and some of our favorite Farm Bureau desserts, so things like pie and ice cream. We'll also hear from 2 different panels. We'll have the past presidents of Wisconsin Farm Bureau, and then we'll also have a legislative panel who's going to talk about the legislative accomplishments that we've had over the years. And those 2 panels will be hosted by farm broadcaster Max Armstrong. And so that'll be a really good opportunity to hear about Farm Bureau and where Farm Bureau has been, and hopefully where Farm Bureau will be going in the future. And last but not least, we will review the Centennial video. So some of our members have been interviewed and have provided comments, and a video has been made just highlighting the accomplishments of Farm Bureau over the past 100 years. And so that will be an exciting part of Saturday night's Centennial celebration. So as we talk about the Centennial, one of the other really cool things that is going to happen is we are going to have a Centennial Exhibit. And inside the Centennial Exhibit, you'll be able to see Farm Bureau history from decades ago. And it will include things like papers and clothing, and an opportunity for you to look back and see some of the photos and pieces of memorabilia that we have. So we're really hoping that people take advantage of the opportunity to take a look back and see all of the really cool things that we've collected to highlight in the Centennial Exhibit. You will also have some photo opportunities within the exhibit, and a space for you to mix and mingle with your friends as well. So as you prepare to come to annual meeting or the YFA conference, don't forget to put the Centennial Exhibit on your list of things to do or things to see, because it truly will be a really great look at where Farm Bureau has come from, or where Farm Bureau has been over the last 100 years. And you can see the photo on the slide here are just some of the things that you'll be able to see. We'll have a Farm Bureau timeline there, a look at all of our past Farm Bureau presidents. And so it'll be fun to take a little walk down memory lane. And the YFA conference and annual meeting would not be a success without your help in participating in foundation activities. And so we will once again be hosting the silent auction. If you are interested in donating an item to the silent auction, those donation forms are now available on our website at WFBF.com. And if you look at the foundation section, you'll be able to find the silent auction donation form. We're always thankful for everyone who takes the opportunity to bid on those auction items. And the Young Farmer and Agriculturist Committee will once again be selling 50/50 raffle tickets. 50% of the proceeds will go to the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Foundation, and then of course the other 50% to the winning tickets. So we hope you take advantage of those ways to support the foundation. If you're unaware, the foundation actually funds many of our programs, including Young Farmers and Agriculturists, our Promotion Education Committee, our Promotion Education Program, Collegiate Farm Bureaus, the Leadership Institute. And so it's a really great way to ensure that we can continue to have those unique leadership development opportunities available for you as our members. We then are going to move into Sunday. Sunday we'll start with the morning devotional. We'll also be able to see the collegiate and young farmer discussion meet finals. The first collegiate chapter discussion meet kicked off last night at UW River Falls, so we'll know who the finalists are in the collegiate contest in just a few weeks. So you want to take advantage of that. That starts at 8:30 on Sunday morning. And then we will move right into brunch with our keynote speaker, President Duvall. The afternoon will bring workshops, and then the evening we will have our awards banquet with Jim Holt's retiring address. For those of you who didn't know, our president, Jim Holt, will be retiring at the end of this year's annual meeting, and that will conclude with a reception in honor of Jim later that evening. For Sunday's workshops, what we're going to be offering are some of these topics on water quality, since it's the governor has declared it the year of water. We'll be taking a look at mental health, dairy revenue protection, and we're excited to welcome our the Ag in the Classroom Book of the Year author, Liesl Detlefson. She wrote Right This Very Minute, and she also wrote Time for Cranberries, which was our Book of the Year a couple of years ago. And so Liesl is from Wisconsin, and so she'll be joining us for a workshop but then she'll also be doing a book signing in the trade show. So you won't want to miss that opportunity to meet Liesl and get a copy of the Ag in the Classroom Book of the Year right this very minute. Monday, then, we will have breakfast in our general session. We'll move into district caucuses, and then, of course, our resolutions and business meeting. The important policy development process that we have for Farm Bureau. And so delegates will be welcome to participate in that session. If you are not serving as a delegate, you are more than welcome to sit behind the rope and stanchion to just watch and listen to the comments or discussion that is happening on those resolutions that have been brought forth by the State Policy Development Committee. So make sure to plan and attend on Monday. So with that, we have so many fun and exciting things planned for this year's conference and annual meeting, especially since it's our centennial. You'll probably see a few different things happening. Registration materials for the meeting are now available. If you go to WFBF.com and search for events, you'll find the annual meeting and YFA conference information there. And so you'll want to make sure that you download all of those materials. Registration is due at the end of October. So we have about a month before those registration forms are due. We will also be providing updates on a Facebook event that's been created. So if you go to the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Facebook page and look at our events, we have the 2019 WFBF annual meeting and YFA conference. And so that event is there. Just click on that you're interested or that you are going to that event, and then you can stay up to date with some of the updates that we will provide on that event page. And last but not least, don't forget to follow Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation and the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Young Farmer and Agriculturist on Facebook, because we will be putting a lot of fun and exciting things on our pages about annual meeting and the YFA conference over the next few months. So we have about 2 months before the big event. We're really hoping that you will be able to join us. If you have any questions about registration or the conference agenda, please feel free to let me or someone at Farm Bureau know, and we'd be happy to help you out. With that, I'm happy to take any questions that you might have about the meeting. Let me give it a second. But if not, thank you for tuning in, or thank you for watching the recording. We can't wait to see you in December at the Kalahari Resort. And we'll see you next month as we talk a little bit about nutrition and food labeling.